Okay, so this is, I'm going to do a demonstration now of the 70 Hyal Skin Booster. We're going to start by marking up this client with the back technique. So this is how I would do the back technique marking up. So on one side of the face, I don't use a ruler or anything. You can get certain rulers, but I just don't. So we're going to do 5 points. The first point, I'm going to go from the tragus, just approximately 2 centimetres in, and do a dot. Get to the cheekbone, so lateral to the eye, about 2 centimetres, then just down 2 centimetres, so approximately on the cheekbone. We're going to inject there, so that's our 1, 2. Okay, our third marking is around the jaw, where the jaw squares here, so just feel for this area. We're just going to mark here. That's our third area. Our fourth area is just where the nasal flare is, just approximately 2 centimetres out from the nasal flare. And then the last one will be just either side, and we'll do one either side of the chin. So on this side, this is our 5th marking here. So we've got 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's our back technique, and we'll do the same on the other side. I'll give you a close-up of that now. So again, these are our markings here. So we've got 1 here, 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it'll be the same on the other side of the face. So this is our 70 Hyal. So we get 2 mils in this syringe here. I've just added onto the syringe a 30 gauge 13mm needle. I don't know if you can see. It does have, it's very difficult to see on here. It does have markings on this syringe, and in each injection point we're going to go down 2 of those little lines. So we're going to put 1 mil on one side of the face and 1 on the other. So in each marking, we're going to put 2 dashes of the syringe. So to inject, I've just primed through and got any air out of the 70 Hyal, out of the syringe. And we're going to start with this one here. It doesn't matter which one you start with, but I'm going to start with this one here. I want to inject at 45 degrees, and we're just going to just do the tip of the needle. So just in, just a little bit more than the tip of the needle. You can aspirate, there's no need to aspirate though. And then we're going to do 2 lines. We're going to push. It's very, very hard to push in. It's a very thick substance. So it might look like my hand's shaking, but it's just because it's quite thick pushing it in, and it does take a little while. Okay, so that's 2 lines, and then we're pulling out. And you might be left with a little, we don't rub it or massage it, you might just be left with a little lump. That's fine, that will go down. The reason I didn't aspirate is because we shouldn't be going deep enough to aspirate. We shouldn't be in the danger zone. So when I'm going in, I'm literally going in a tiny bit of the needle. We're just going very subcutaneously. So we shouldn't be anywhere like in that dermal layer where all the nasties are. So we're literally just going very superficial. You can, I mean, I'm not saying you can't aspirate, you can, but you shouldn't need to. Also, this 70 Hyal, it is very thick, but then it will, over the next 24 hours, it will disperse. So it shouldn't cause any blockages. Okay, I'm just going to do this point here. Go in and push. Very, very superficial. You can also numb for this procedure. However, it doesn't really work because it's not the needle that hurts you. It's if it hurts, it's the just the pressure of the 70 Hyal inside, which isn't going to be helped by the numbing cream. It also hasn't got lidocaine in like fillers, so yeah. So that's another 2 points there. This client's not bleeding. Oh, I say that and she is bleeding, but doesn't, you know, some people will bleed and bruise, other people won't. I'm going to go on to my 3rd injection. So I just sort of spread the skin a little bit. 45-degree angle, just the tip of the needle or half the needle. And then we're doing 2 bars on the syringe. And then out. So we've done 1, 2, 3. Put it that way. And now I'm going to go on to this marking here. You can do it from this direction or down or up, whichever way you like. Okay, so just spread the skin a little tiny bit, sorry. Just under the skin, just superficially. This one can be a little bit stingy. 2 bars and out. Also, people will, some people will look a lot lumpier than others, but don't worry, that will go down within 30 minutes, half an hour. So we've done 4 on this side of the face, and now I'm going to do the last one just here. Sorry. And out. So that's us used 1 ml, so half the syringe, because remember we've got 2 ml in there. So that's 1 ml on this side of the face, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side of the face. So here I'm going to show you how to mark up with the back technique on the neck. So as we did 5 areas, 5 spots on this side of the face and 5 on this side of the face when you're doing a face, on the neck we're going to do 10 in the whole neck. So what I would normally do is we're going to do 4 in a straight line down the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's difficult to, it's all right, it's not you, it's these pens. I will show you better in another video. And then 3 coming out to the side. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's your 10 points. I'll show you a bit clearer on the other video. So you can do the neck in the back technique as I've just shown you how to mark up. However, this is so versatile, you can use it in other ways. You can use it just as like a mesotherapy skin booster. So what I'm going to show you now is so I'm going to tackle these 2 lines here. So if you wanted to do the whole neck, the back technique will cover this. However, this is just a little bit more into these lines. So here we go. We're just going to exactly the same process, 45 degrees, pop the needle just a little bit in. And I'm not putting 2 bars here. I'm just going to do little tiny blobs along this area. Sorry. Just little tiny boluses or little blobs of filler. Not filler. 70 Hyal. And all this does is just concentrates in this area more than gives it a general spread. So I'm just following these lines along. Sorry. Just going just under the skin, 45 degrees. And just popping a little micro droplet of product under there. You okay? Yeah. I'm just going up to this line. Just going along. So I stretch the skin. So here I'm just doing little tiny micro droplets around where I see any lines along. Obviously just be careful around the airway section. You can, if you're doing the BAP technique, one of your points will be here. So normally in that case I would just give it a good pinch up, just so that we're not going to inject anywhere near the airways, and just pop the needle in and then do. Okay. But most of the others I'm just stretching the skin 45 degrees. Okay. So this is another way of using 70 Hyal. So instead of the BAP technique, well actually I'm going to do it on this side because I did, oh no, I did treat both of those. So yeah, instead of doing the BAP technique, you can be more specific where you're going. So say if you want to add some hydration in the cheeks, you can just do it superficially, 45 degrees, and just put micro droplets in. You can follow that. You can do it on the nasolabials as well if you want to go down there and just do, I'm not going to on this lady, but you can do little micro droplets down here. Also, what you can do is, I do have a client that has 70 Hyal around her crow's feet area because Botox doesn't work for her. So you can just pop it in little micro droplets around the crow's feet area. This lady only had Botox yesterday, so I'm not going to do it because I don't want to affect the Botox at all. Okay, so I have numbed the lips a little bit for this just because it's a little bit more sore. So you'll see in your manual that we only ever use 1 mil maximum for the lips. So we're going to split it up into 4 quadrants. So 1 quadrant here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So we are going to do up to 3 threads in each of the quadrant. So when I say threads, what I mean is I'm not doing a blob like this, I'm doing a thread. I'll show you that a bit closer up. So not a blob, that's a blob. That's what we're doing in the BAP technique. We like putting a bolus, a blob. With the threads, it's this. It's more like a line. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1 in this quadrant of the lip. Deep breath. And again, you can aspirate, but I don't because I'm only going very superficially. And I'm just doing a thread in the lip there, pulling back. So retrograde thread, and then 1 in the top. Sorry. So I'm just going to do 1 in each quadrant. You can do 3 in each quadrant. Deep breath. This just gives the lips a little bit of hydration. And that's it. So you can do just 1 thread, or you can do 3 in each quadrant, but that will just help it give it a little bit of hydration. I'm not going to do this as well, but I will show you. You can also treat under the eye area. You can do it with a needle. You can, I'm not going to do it manually. You can just do little boluses under the eye, or you can use a cannula like is shown in your manual to do under the eye area.